Scarcasm Live presents Casual Conversation from the Digicast. Yeah. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Casual Conversation. I am your host, Sherry's Joy. I am always never alone. I have my super awesome co-host with me,
DJ Awesome Rob, and I am here.
I think. Are you good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You're like all over the place here. And we are not alone. We have another in-house guest. We have our brother with us, Marcus, aka Nightmare756. Marcus, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
We're doing awesome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And
Thank you for having me.
Oh, please.
Been wanting to get you on for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Good time.
I've been wanting to pick your brain.
I've been waiting for this, you know. I think it's going to be pretty fun.
It is going to be pretty fun. It's going to be awesome, yeah. Our previous in-house guest said when you show up in person, you get treats. So,
Right.
But you said you didn't want any. You're fine.
Yeah, I'm good. I just ate like a huge bowl of oatmeal, so I'm going to be full for the next 12 hours.
A huge bowl of oatmeal?
Yeah.
What kind of oatmeal?
Like old-fashioned oatmeal.
Like oats?
I put peanut butter in it, cinnamon, and like Granny Smith apples. I diced them up.
You put peanut butter in oatmeal?
Yeah, it's crazy. It
like
works.
Peanut butter powder or
no,
peanut
like
butter?
Actual peanut butter.
Peanut butter, and then you go to the gym.
No, yeah.
Well, I guess that's like granola,
like protein,
right? That's like a watered down version of some granola.
It's better because you don't have the added sugar.
Did you put milk in it or did you put water?
So the trick is a lot of people don't do this, but when you put the water in, you actually have to put a pinch of salt in, and that actually brings out the flavor of the oats. And then the cinnamon enhances that flavor, and then it mixes well with the peanut butter. And then, of course, peanut butter goes really well with Granny Smith apples.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Got that chemistry going.
So, what kind of oats? Like, are we doing like the Quaker oats?
Yeah.
Like dry oats?
Like Quaker old-fashioned.
Instant?
No, not
instant.
instant. Because instant, it's like you don't get all the nutrients because it's really processed and it doesn't taste as good. But unless you get like the flavored packs, but that has a lot of sugar, a lot of added sugar. So I just put cinnamon and peanut butter in it, and the apples are what really brings out the oatmeal. Okay. Overall.
Do you cut up the apples in it, like apple slices, or do you like shave the apples? Like
throw a big old apple in there.
Or do you do like apple, like diced chunks?
No, I actually get these sliced apples, and then I just dice them up. Yeah.
Okay.
Was this your, you just graduated, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Was this from college? Was this your college go-to instead of like ramen?
On weekends, it was my go-to. Sometimes I'd eat it for lunch or dinner. It's really good. You won't be hungry for like 8 hours. So.
Well, yeah, because it's like
super filling.
Yeah. It's peanut butter, the protein. Mm-hmm. It's oats, which is carbs, and
protein.
Then protein too, the oats, and then your apples is what your balanced out nutrition. I don't know.
Yeah, all that fancy stuff.
Yeah, is it a whole apple or just like some?
Like
well, apple. it's all pre-sliced because I buy them in like a pre-sliced plastic packaging. Okay. And then I usually take about 6 or 7 slices. Depends on how big the slices are. If the slices are enormous, I might need 4 or 5. But usually about 6 or 7 slices, and I just dice them up. And you don't want them to be too small because then you have to grab like a whole bunch with each scoop of oatmeal. So you want them to be like a certain size.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
I have to try that. So I take the same thing for lunch every day, and I eat a peanut butter sandwich every single day, and I actually might be a little bit gross, it's fine. I put spicy stuff on my peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah, so McCormick makes this is it a spice or like a dry rub? I guess it's like a spice. Like you shake it. It's called like garlic, spicy garlic. So I make my peanut butter garlicky and spicy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's not too weird. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to dip popcorn in Old Bay, and then I used to dip it in fruit punch and eat it. So it's not.
But Old Bay popcorn is great.
The
fruit punch. I used to when I was a kid.
Okay.
Nope. I would, especially at the movies, because the movies has like that awesome popcorn, like the buttery stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the kernels and you put them in your mouth, and then you take a sip of soda, and it like you dipped yours in fruit punch.
I know. Does it pop though?
No, it's already popped. It's popcorn.
I thought you meant
not the kernels. No.
Was...
Like you eat the popcorn. Like you take like a couple of pieces of popcorn, right, and you just put it in your. I was like, come on, I was 10.
Well, that's like at the movies, but you're
okay. I did it at home too, and then you take a sip of soda, and the awesome part as a kid, like the awesome part is the science of it. It's like, man, it's like disintegrating in my mouth because of the soda. It's like melting down. And then it tastes really good.
Huh,
yeah, I haven't thought about that in a long time. I used to eat raw hot dogs out of the fridge. Dogs? Yeah, I would just eat a raw hot dog out of the fridge.
Well, I don't think it's raw because they're all cooked.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Are
already
they cooked?
I think they're all pre-cooked.
Well, they were cold and out of the refrigerator, like the Oscar Mayer stuff back in like the 80s.
What is it that you get mad at me for eating raw when it's already been made? No, I think it's the Canadian ham, not Canadian, Canadian bacon. Canadian bacon is already.
I got mad at you for eating Canadian bacon
because I didn't cook it first.
I did.
Yeah,
was it pre-cooked?
I don't.
It's already pre-cooked. It's already pre-cooked, and you're like, it's bad.
But I'm funny with meat anyway. Like I need it. It has to be.
You want it all
overdone.
burnt.
I want it burnt.
Needs to be burnt.
It needs to be chewy and not juicy. Because I'll put the condiment on it and that'll flavor it up and make it juicy. So right. I need it to be. And I like my eggs. I don't like them soft at all. They can't be juicy. I'm very particular about my food. My egg has to be fried and the edges have to be burnt. And the yolk has to be broken with a fork. You have to literally poke the yolk so that it like out into the thing. And then I have like every single spice known to man needs to go on it. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some cayenne, some
foot powder.
Yeah, is that the cayenne?
No, that's the cumin.
Oh yeah, the cumin.
It smells like foot
cumin,
powder.
And then my spicy garlic and Old Bay now because I live in Baltimore area and whatever else spice is in there.
In your eggs.
Yeah. Oh, and garlic powder and onion powder. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on my egg.
On the egg.
Have you tried chopped chives with your eggs?
Chives?
Yeah, like I just
found
this out like a few weeks ago, and it's incredible.
That's pretty much a green onion.
Yeah. It's insane.
That sounds good.
It is incredible.
Yeah,
it's life changing.
So I used to hate eggs until I started.
I love eggs.
Moved in with this one.
I like the deviled eggs. They're great.
Yeah, they were pretty gross. Yeah, they freaked me out.
I didn't like my eggs runny, and then Greg got us on that. Well, got me on that, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I can't.
You get the runny egg, and then you sop it up with the bread.
Yeah, no,
and it's great.
No,
and now I like runny eggs.
Look at Marcus's face. He's like,
I mean,
it's an acquired taste a little bit.
I could try it. I know, like, it's funny that you say that. You know, in World War One.
World War One?
Yeah, sometimes they just like...
You weren't around for that, though.
I've read a lot up on this.
Oh, okay.
You know, you never know. I could live multiple lifestyles. Multiple lifetimes. They would sometimes just crack an egg open and just slurp it out.
Well, that's like you put your egg in your protein shake.
Well, so
you still get the nutrients.
What is it called? What's that drink called? So, have you ever seen The Wire?
The Wire.
The Wire.
Oh, that thing
I
where
know,
they put the egg in it.
People from Baltimore hate The Wire.
I had a teacher that taught me when I was in middle school who was in The Wire, I think.
Taught you who was in The Wire?
No, I had a teacher when I was in middle school who taught me she was in The Wire.
Oh, she was in The Wire.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
I've never watched it though. So
I wonder, really did she play a teacher in The Wire?
I don't know.
That was probably my favorite season.
A judge or something.
Oh, a judge?
I don't know. Or it might not be The Wire. It might be something else.
No, some other
probably
thing.
is The Wire. I don't know. I never watched it.
So season 2 of The Wire is about it focuses on like the docks and the shipping docks down in Dundalk. So they would go to like, so here in Baltimore, there's like a bar at every corner, along with a funeral home at every corner, and a corner store at every corner. So they would go every morning. They would go to like this bar, and they would order. I forget what it's called, but you and I, Rob and I, we watched it, right. And so it's a drink. I think is it a beer or is it a vodka? It's either, I think it's a liquor. I kind of want
to say it's a beer.
I think
it's probably a liquor, though.
It's something. It might be some natty. Who knows?
Like,
and they crack an egg in it. They crack the egg in it, and then they suck it down. And that is a Baltimore drink.
That's
apparently
the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, I saw it in The Wire, and when I watched The Wire for the first round, I didn't live here. I lived in Virginia, and then I saw it when I lived here, and I was like, But then we see, like, we put it up, and then if you go to, like, some of the places down there, not, like, the mainstream restaurants, like, not, like, Red Robin or something, you have to go to, like...
Oh, you gotta go to the hood to find like, most of the stuff.
No, like pickles and stuff like that. That's
that's
in the
stadium.
That's in the city. Yeah, they have that. They have that crap.
Nice
just like.
And that's what Google wants you to do.
Right.
Google Maps. Let's go through the hood. Like, okay, Google Maps. Thanks.
Yeah, but that's like the lake trout thing. Like the lake trout is in The Wire like all day. I had never heard of it, and I went to. What market did I go to? East Street Market or East End Market?
It was the one by Fed Hill?
No, that was Cross Street Market.
Oh.
No, the other, like a couple months ago with my coworker, we went to the
that was Northeast Market, I think.
The one that you used to go to Aunt Reno?
Yeah, the one by Hopkins.
Yeah, okay. I knew something about East. And everything in there was like lake trout. Lake trout this, lake trout that, lake trout this, lake trout that. And then I noticed, like, some of the restaurants, like, down on, like, North Avenue, lake trout, lake trout, lake trout. I'm like, oh, my goodness. So that's really a thing. Yeah. It was, like, really cool to, like, see it happen because you watch it on this show and then you live here and you don't, I guess, I don't live in the right place and that's fine. And then you go somewhere with somebody in the city and then you see it and it's like, wow, that's really a thing. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But not really.
I don't like lake trout.
And, for a long time, speaking of things that we thought were things or that we didn't know were things, here in Maryland, we have Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, and it's common to see like your Christmas foods like ham and chicken and turkey and mac and cheese. But then you also have your fish, your crabs, your shrimp, scallops.
Isn't that weird? To me. To you, it's not.
It's not, but then when I went down to Florida for 5 years and I had my first Thanksgiving down there and my first Christmas down there, I was like, where's the crab cakes? Where's the shrimp at? And everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
I'm like, y'all don't have that?
Y'all live on the water too. Why don't y'all have shrimp?
Right.
No.
Y'all surrounded on 3 sides by waters and you don't come on.
I don't know, but is crab a thing down there?
Not really.
I
think shrimp might. No.
Shrimp should be a thing everywhere.
What is it? Is it saltfish?
You have to
saltfish.
Yeah.
That's a Caribbean thing.
They have gator wings down there.
Oh,
gator wings?
Have gator wings?
Yeah, I've never had it.
So what part of the gator is a wing?
I don't know. I've never had it.
Have you ever had gator?
I've never had
gator. He had gator bites, and he had gator jerky.
Was it fishy?
It was hella greasy. The jerky was greasy, wasn't it? Yeah, your lips were all shiny. Your lips were shiny like you had Vaseline on them.
That was like 2 different scenarios. We went on a cruise.
So we went on a cruise.
And they had not decadent, but they had like exotic food. Because it was like, you got to dress up to go to dinner.
As an appetizer.
Oh man, paid a whole bunch of money to go on the cruise.
So you had
they had like crazy
escargot.
food. Yeah.
You had snail one night. One night we had, you're interested in snail?
I mean, look,
You can go outside and get some.
I mean, I would want the gourmet snail.
Yeah.
You don't want us to go outside and pick some out of our garden right
I mean,
that
snails are cool, but...
I'm kidding, obviously. I didn't have any. And then one night we had gator bites, and I didn't have any of that.
Gator bites was on the menu. I was like, yeah, that one, please. I'll take the gator bites, because I'm not going to ever find this at home. So I got it, and it was like chicken. It was fine.
It was disgusting.
It's like everything tastes like chicken. Yeah. Because we're in the Matrix, and everything tastes like chicken.
You know, breaded squid tastes like chicken, too.
Breaded squid?
Yeah. Not like calamari?
No, like actual breaded squid. Like, I went to Spain years ago. I had breaded squid, and it was, like, still attached to the body, except they cut off the head. But yeah, it was like squid bites.
Wait, so like the top part or like the tentacle part?
Like the tentacle. Like they cut off the top part, and all that was left was just like the body and like the tentacles, and you just like picked it up and just...
Wait, what part is the body?
Was it alive?
No. It was dead.
It was breaded, fried, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No,
I don't know, because in Japan,
they'll
throw some panko on that shit and then eat it.
Like, this is freshly dead. You throw some soy sauce on
yeah,
it.
We
saw...
what were we
that's
watching?
Not dead enough.
Sea cucumbers?
He
makes
where they
So, let me tell you about your brother. He puts on the weirdest shit before we go to sleep at night.
No, because YouTube suggestions
and it's
are
like,
great.
What? We were, okay, so the other day, so first of all, the Thanksgiving thing, yes. It's very, very strange. I'm like, I don't want seafood Thanksgiving, okay? So that's why I normally, I cook. I cook for Thanksgiving because when we go to, like, the family and stuff, I know I'm not going to get what I want at the family stuff. So I cook at home to make sure I get my not my green, I can't cook greens, but my, like, string beans and my turkey and my ham and my stuffing and all that other good stuff, right? Here. Then when we go to the family...
ham and turkey, at least.
What?
You're guaranteed ham and turkey, but we're going to have some vegan options for everything else.
Yeah, you're going to have some vegan options, and then you might get some KFC, because Dad
or
likes
hip-hop,
KFC. No, he hasn't brought hip-hop.
He hasn't brought
hip-hop. Not to anything I've been. He brought salmon one time, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. Happy Thanksgiving.
Was it baked or fried?
The salmon?
Yeah.
Can you even fry salmon?
That's a good question.
I'd
assume you could.
It was really good. It was
but
really
it's
good.
Delicate.
It was really good, but it was like salmon for Thanksgiving.
I'm sure someone's tried.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was really delicious. It was really,
really
good. But yeah, the seafood thing for the holidays is very weird. Mm-hmm. Very, very strange. Very, very strange. I'm used to it.
I'm not mad at no seafood for holiday though.
Well, because you're used to it. You were born and raised here.
Okay, well, I eat
the both
seafood.
of you.
Yeah.
Not me.
You grew up in Virginia on the water too, so you stop.
They're just not the same.
Okay, so Virginia, yes, and we do have the Chesapeake.
But Virginia's
however,
big.
What?
Mm-hmm. But Virginia is big.
Right, so I'm from Southern Virginia, and we don't do the whole crab. We do crab legs. Crab legs is the thing down there.
Yeah, but that's not.
But I do not think it's the blue crab. I think it's because they're
crab.
Big.
It's not local
big.
crab.
Huh?
It's not local crab. You do king crab.
No, yes. King crab,
Aren't those from, like, Alaska?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the king Alaska, yes. Now, you could, for my fellow Southern Virginians, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall anyone doing any, what is it called? The crab feast, the crab get-togethers. Yeah, that's the crab socials.
Yeah,
those are terrible. So my first one, first one I went to, it was the crab feast, right? So I can't eat it. I can't touch the shell. I'm allergic. So I went to it, and I'm like, I think it was at Mom's, and there was hot dogs and all this other food. I said, I thought this was a crab feast. It is. It's like, but you got, like, hot dogs and beans and greens and regular food.
Right.
Why? He's like, cool, because you're not going to eat you're not going to fill up on crab. So then I'm watching, yes, we moved on to the crab, and I'm watching everybody pick these crabs, and I'm like, it takes you like 10 minutes
Yeah.
For like a centimeter of meat.
Yeah.
What is the damn point?
Yeah.
And it's expensive like that because why? And this is a thing. Like this is we get together and we bang crabs and we pick crabs and that's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to sure. I guess. Very strange. And that's here and that was my first experience. It was very weird and very interesting. And even though I can't touch the crab, depending on where we are, if we're outside, because a lot of them are outside, then I'm okay. But like if we're inside, I have to leave like after maybe 5 minutes because I start tearing up, my throat starts closing, I start doing that whole thing. I can't be around it. But it's still very intriguing.
Right, yeah. That's why I eat crab cakes because you get all the meat right there.
Yeah.
And I know Dad makes this crab cake tilapia thing where he makes the crab cakes and he makes the tilapia. I think he fries it and he's kind of like wraps it around the crab cake. And cool. Yeah, with every bite of crab cake, you're getting like
the fishy taste.
Yeah, a tilapia. Like it's really well. Like the taste goes really well together.
He's never made that for us.
Yeah, he's probably don't remember. Did Dad ever make the tilapia crab cakes?
I don't know about no tilapia crab cakes. Unless
he made me breakfast one time. I went over there. I went to his house. I think Joyce was over there because she was sick or something, and then I went to pick her up, and he asked me to stay for breakfast. So he made me coffee, and he made me breakfast, and he made the egg like how I like the egg with the burnt edges. Yes, and he made me bacon.
I don't like Dad's eggs.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good.
I don't like Dad's eggs.
And his salmon was so good.
I don't like the crispy edges on the eggs. So that's why I learned to cook eggs for myself.
So anyways, yeah.
But I didn't know that I can make fried eggs without having a crispy edge. So that's why I was all about scrambled eggs. Until Greg was like, you have a runny egg, and a runny egg doesn't have a crispy edge. So now I love me some runny eggs.
You want to know how to make an omelet but keep it soft on the inside and fluffy?
So milk? The thing where you use water?
No, you just...
You use like a...
Sour cream.
No, you just let it form until it's like almost just about solid. And then instead of flipping it, you just fold it. And it'll cook on the inside.
Oh, but it stays wet.
Doesn't stay wet. It's just fluffy.
Yeah, I don't like scrambled eggs. Because I don't like the white. I don't like to see that white line in them. I'll see the white in a fried egg. That's fine. Like that's the whole point. But if I see that white line or that white string within a bed of yellow, I get so grossed out. I will do one of those because it's disgusting.
Well, the white part is cooked, or the clear part cooks white.
Do you know what is the most disgusting thing ever for eggs, other than it being runny? Is like buffet eggs. Yeah. In the tin.
It doesn't taste real.
There's nothing more gross when you pick up that lid and then you have the spoon that comes with it, and all of like the egg juice at the bottom of the pan makes me want to gag. Oh, it is so gross. I think that's the name of the show, Egg Juice.
That's disgusting.
I think we got it. Egg Juice.
Yeah, at school, the food service is really pretty terrible.
Almost any college.
Yeah, and if you wanted to get good food, you'd have to get it to the chefs that actually cook in front of you because they actually use their real products. Like if you ask for an omelet, they'll actually go out in the back and get real eggs and crack it open. And you ask for cheddar cheese, they'll actually reach into a bag of shredded cheddar cheese and put it on there. You know, but if you go to like the next counter over to get the food that's already made, where like all the fake stuff is, where all that processed gross stuff is, that's where you get into trouble. Yeah. So
let's talk about that for a second, because I didn't go to an away college. I went to a in-house college. So you have said, Rob, said the whole egg thing disappointed you at college.
Yeah.
Apparently, you as well, Marcus. So
not just the eggs, but yeah,
not just the eggs.
just the eggs.
So let's compare. Let's compare. Like,
that's
tell
the
me
same
about.
thing at
Tell
the
me
hospital
about.
too.
Tell me. Okay, we're talking about college.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, I had the same experience when I was working at the other big Maryland hospital. I would go on breakfast runs with Dina on Fridays on payday, and we would go and get breakfast, and they had it was always the big mama chef, of course, the stereotypical older black lady that did not have any cares about you on the phone in line. She was like, okay, next.
Oh.
Yeah. So she would.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If you would mess around in line, she would not serve you.
Oh.
So yeah, so don't be playing around with your omelet. So she would get the real eggs and crack them and make the omelet, and then go on to the next person and make real eggs, crack them in the omelet, and then the next person then get the real eggs, crack them in the omelet, and go back to the first person and get the stuff on it, and then flip it or whatever with the cheese and all that. But yes, back to the college days. They I think they made the omelets with the liquid milk or the liquid egg.
Didn't you say they were powdered? Powdered eggs?
Ew, what?
I think they had powdered eggs. They had liquid eggs. It
That's
came
usually
out of a carton.
The banquet eggs come out of their powder eggs.
They came out of a carton.
That's why they're always runny like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll never have a banquet egg ever again.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
It's kind of like 2 layers.
You've
it's
had
like
one.
Here's the egg layer and then the water layer at the bottom.
Have you ever had egg? Have you ever been at a buffet where you have to pick up the silver thing I talked about and scoop it? That's powdered eggs. Yep. And they're all like perfectly like square,
they look
like
perfect.
Square scrambled. Yeah. Yeah, those are powdered eggs.
They're good for
I
show
found out.
eggs.
Yep, that's disgusting, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at your face.
But they taste good though.
No, the hell they don't.
They taste okay.
I remember one day we had this Indian food, and
oh god, I remember that day too.
First of all, you know the company that did the food at school, they were called Sodexo, and like everybody freshman year, we all had this thing called Sodexo shits, which is after you eat like a bunch of Sodexo, you go take just a huge shit, and toilets would get clogged. Because these were, I mean, because the food was just it was like low quality food. So it would be in and out. Poop. Yeah, low quality food.
Did you acclimate to it?
Like McDonald's?
Eventually.
Did you build up a tolerance?
A little bit, but.
You only build up a tolerance if you eat it often.
Yeah, and if you lived on campus, that's what you ate. And one day, my sophomore year, when I was living on campus, they had this Indian food, and me and about 3 or 4 of my buddies ate it, and it was actually pretty good. But the meat and everything was like super low quality. Everything that they used was low quality, and we were all sick that day.
I bet.
A little runny.
Sick.
We had Indian food. No, you said Indian food. We had.
I
did have Indian food. Actually, I had it a few months ago. It wasn't good. We had Thai food. Okay, so we were at this thing. And this was before we were even together. But we were at this thing, and one of our stupid friends was like, we're at a gamer thing, okay? We're at MagFest, and it's like all gamers, all weirdos and dorks and nerds.
All gamers, all the time.
Like, all just, like, people dressed up like video game characters, funky, gross, smelly, right?
Yeah, but
you know, a nerd convention thing, but it was fun. It was fun.
That's every convention.
It was fun. Yeah. But this was like, so this was fun. So, you know, we're at the Gaylord Hotel in National Harbor. And so you have like all of the Gaylord like stuff, right? And that's all gourmet-ish and
expensive,
upscale and expensive as hell. So we did that the first night. I don't know where you were. I don't think you were there. I did. I did that the first night, and then you know you got your McDonald's and your other crap, and then your other crap and your other crap. Then you have like the hotel buffet thing. But for lunch, it's like, oh man, we're in. So National Harbor, you've been obviously. Have you been? You've been.
What is that? Harbor. Where is that? Is that?
That's what the big.
Yeah, National Harbor. It's.
Like, is that the Inner Harbor or no?
No. DC. This is DC.
It's down 90.
I don't think I've been
down 95.
The National Harbor.
National. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
No, you would know.
You would know.
I
mean, when I was a little kid, we'd always take field trips down to DC like several times a year.
No, so this is Oxon Hill, basically. So this is, if you go down 95, there's a bridge that goes over the Potomac. It says "Welcome to Virginia," and then National Harbor is there. But however, that has been very much built up since you were going on field trips.
No, okay.
It's been built up even since when we've been there. It looks like.
MagFest is too expensive now.
We can't afford it. When we went to MagFest, it was like $30.
Right.
And now it's like $100 and something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they make you buy like the whole.
You have to buy all 4 days. Yeah. Like when we first went, it was $30 for like 2 days or something, or like for Saturday or some crap like that.
Yeah.
It might have been. You know what it might have been? I think it was $30 because it was $15 a day. Mm-hmm. It was something like that. But that was only. Oh wow, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. So anyway,
they built a casino over there.
Yeah, so there's a big casino, and it's an MGM casino. It's like a Vegas casino.
It looks like a yacht built into the grass.
Yes. So that whole area, has been built up to upscale urban city living awesomeness, but it's all hotels. There might be some like apartments. I don't know.
They're probably really expensive.
Maybe yes.
Yeah, it was like 3 hotels, and now it's like crazy.
Yeah, now
plus the MGM is its own hotel.
Right. So back to my story. So this guy, our friend at the time, was like, "Oh, let's go get some lunch. Let's go get some Thai food." Okay, so you got all of us nerd ass gamers, right? All these dorks going, "Okay, sure. I've never had Thai food before ever." I was sick as heck anyways. I had like borderline pneumonia or something. I don't know. I was very sick. So I will say that the Thai food cleansed my palate and made me breathe. But
cleansed some other things too.
Yes, I had to leave the restaurant because I was coughing so bad and it was so awful. I had to leave. And then the next day, my body was very mad at me. Very, very upset from this Thai food. And I had to have like a whole lesson on what to order. Because someone who had Thai food was like telling me, okay, so this means this, and this is what's this, and da-da-da-da. I think I had some like Thai pad noodles or whatever the hell it's called.
Pad Thai?
Something. Yeah, pad Thai. No.
No?
No. It's not like the ones that you get at Noodles & Co. This was this was hot as hell, and I like spicy food. This was extremely spicy, mouth on fire. Plus, I don't know, was it goat meat or something? Like my body was very upset.
That's insane.
My digestive tract still ain't normal from that.
So if I wanted to get Thai food, I guess what should I order?
I don't know, because all I had was pad Thai noodles. I don't know anything else.
I know not to order that. I mean, I like hot food too.
It was good. Like the noodles it was good. It wasn't terrible. It was just like the effects from it was pretty bad. We haven't gone to since. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a group of people, and I think this happened too. We were somewhere. Was I with you? I don't know who I was with. I think so. A group of people, right? Another nerd gathering. Group of people, and we're getting on the road, and someone says, "Let's get some Mexican." Yeah. No, I have to drive 8 hours.
Can we get some American food?
I love Mexican food. Mexican food does not hurt my stomach. It sits right with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mexican food gives you large portions, though.
Right, and you get. I'm all about getting getting your money's worth.
Right.
You know, you're getting more for your buck or whatever. So yeah, they do give you yes. And if you're at a good one, they'll make the salsa and the guacamole in front of you and not charge you extra for it.
That's like a really good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
You pay for it with the other stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Anything that comes with guac is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was at Chipotle last week and they put like extra. A huge thing of guac on it. Though.
That's extra.
I know, but at school like 50, we had a Qdoba and they only put two.
Qdoba sucks.
They
have guacamole.
But the guac comes with it though.
Huh?
I'm surprised they're still around.
They suck. They don't have any. I think maybe. So I've only been once, and I think I was spoiled on Chipotle because I only went to Qdoba once when I worked in Timonium, and I was this is terrible. Like you can't customize it how you want it. It is what it is.
The Qdoba that we had at school, you could. And you could
maybe because I was maybe it changed.
Yeah, how many years ago was it?
Probably 4.
No.
And then also it could be because it was my first time and I didn't know any better.
Yeah,
who knows?
I didn't like Qdoba or Chipotle, and I come around on Chipotle. I think because the first time I went there, I got like too much.
Mm-hmm.
I got too much, and it was spicy and it was messy. It was a whole bunch of stuff. It was not good. So I was like, Qdoba and Chipotle, they both suck. I was just go to Chipotle, yeah. Like, ugh, gross.
You have to know what you want from Chipotle and Qdoba.
Yeah, right.
That's a big thing. Like, if you know what you want, you're going to get what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I keep it simple. Get the rice, get the corn, get the meat. And maybe some guac and get out of there.
Yep.
And some cheese.
Yeah, I definitely don't want corn in my taco.
Like, you want this? No. You want that? I don't know what color that is. No. You want more tomatoes? Those are spicy tomatoes. You can't fool me.
Yeah, pico. Yeah, pico is spicy.
Yeah.
Pico
is
supposed.
They call it salsa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you want some beans? Like, no, that's just taking up space. Like, no, that's too much.
I don't really like beans.
Not a beans fan either. Definitely don't like refried beans.
Like the black beans or the brown
I
bean
like black
paste
beans.
that they put on there.
Black beans are good.
I don't like beans, like, period.
Oh. Well, I only eat black beans. I don't know. The kids like baked beans.
I don't like baked beans either. I just don't.
You didn't eat beans and franks as a kid.
The way baked beans taste just disturbs me because
it disturbs you.
Is it a mouthfeel thing?
It's the texture when you bite into it.
Yeah.
It's just not right. And then
it's like
the
soft.
And they got like a little skin on it.
Yeah, and then the taste is like it doesn't taste like how it looks. And then the smell is just unpleasant to me.
So what's your vegetable go-to?
My vegetable go-to, cauliflower isn't bad if you season it with pepper and salt. And
okay.
Cauliflower is great.
Grace likes cauliflower. Yeah. She's the only kid that I know that likes Brussels sprouts.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts they smell like fart.
Yes, they do.
They do, but they taste
delicious.
better than that. But also, I think there's a stigma associated with Brussels sprouts.
They're mini cabbages.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody that they're mini cabbages because they'll bite into it and it won't.
Told everyone.
I know, but they don't taste like mini cabbages.
They look like Cabbage Patch dolls.
I can tell you that I was told that they were like mini cabbages, and I bit one. It was not like a mini cabbage.
We're talking about Marcus.
I know,
he
but
said cauliflower is okay.
Cauliflower is great
if you put salt and pepper on it
and some parsley.
Wait, what is parsley?
Parsley on cauliflower?
Yeah, I've tried it. If you get it right, you can really bring out the flavor. I like rice cauliflower a lot, mixed with like peas and carrots.
I don't think I've had it,
hold on.
That's like couscous.
No, you be quiet. No, couscous is good. So, first of all, you don't like beans, but you'll eat peas?
Yes.
Like by itself? Like you'll get a spoonful.
Peas by itself is weird because it gets mushy.
But
I eat
you don't like beans.
Like succotash?
He said peas and corns. That's succotash.
Yeah.
You said, what did you say? Peas and carrots.
Yeah.
What?
Like Forrest Gump. You go to get a little peas and carrots.
Can't sit here.
Seats taken. Not can't sit here. It's seats taken.
That's what he says. He says both of them.
Oh yeah, the stupid boy says can't sit here, but everybody else is taken. Anyways, so peas. You like peas? Oh.
I do like peas.
Oh, I fought so hard with my parents to not eat peas.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll eat it if it's folded in with something.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's in a chicken pot pie or some kind of like stew.
Right, they're kind of like
it cannot be by it. If you give me, even right now, if you give me peas right now by itself, I will look at you like you are stupid.
Like you've offended my ancestors.
Like you offended me. But I got the snap peas in the refrigerator that I snack on with some hummus, and
You eat them cold or you warm them up?
I like them cold.
Cold is good.
Cold is good. Edamame needs to be warmed up, but
also you can't.
that's
What's the deal with edamame? Because you can't eat the husks.
What's edamame?
What?
Yeah, what's edamame? I've never heard.
oh, it's Japanese. Really?
I've never heard.
Okay,
of
so
it.
it's like
do you eat sushi?
No.
Have you ever had sushi?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of sushi.
what?
Okay.
Not a
That's
fan of
fine.
sushi. No, I don't know if what I had was good sushi or cheap sushi.
Well,
But
where'd you
I
get
had
it from? The
I don't
grocery
know.
store?
I don't know. It was years ago at a sushi place.
Oh,
So I don't
depends
know.
on
Alright,
what was
well,
in it.
I guess it depends on where you go, but if you got it from a sushi place, that was probably
I don't know.
probably good sushi, but yeah,
it could have been
could
strong sushi.
Yeah.
If you went to like a sushi place,
Mhm.
could have been a little bit strong.
Yeah, sushi's weird like that. You
Yeah,
gotta,
it is.
You gotta find a guy. You gotta go to a sushi place and a guy.
The only
there,
grocery
yeah.
store sushi that's good is Wegmans.
Yeah.
Because
Go to
they make it
Wegmans.
fresh right there.
Mhm.
Yep. And you can see the guy doing all that.
Yeah, you had a guy downtown in Fed Hill
Fed
that
Hill.
would make your sushi.
Yes, he was awesome.
Yeah.
He's very awesome.
You
You gotta
Sushi
have a
dealer.
sushi
He
guy.
was the-
exactly.
yeah, we have a sushi guy.
Could have a good sushi.
Didn't
We have
know
a-
it was like that. Is it
we
like
have
that in Japan?
Yeah. A little bit
Everybody-
different in
everybody's-
Japan.
'cause I feel
Japan
like-
sushi you're not going to want to eat.
Really? I
They
feel
go
like their
hard in
sushi would be
Japan.
more reliable there. Like here in the U.S., it's
yeah,
like
it's
a
going
war
to
out
be a
here.
little bit more sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
So
yeah.
if you what did you just say that your sushi experience was? What
It just
you went to an actual sushi place?
Yeah.
And so you gonna go to the actual source.
Right.
You go to Japan, you're going to the source of sushi, so it's
Yeah.
going to be way more sushi than anything here.
yeah.
So it's going to be
like those videos that I
Sushi.
showed her with the food.
it's going to be alive,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
With
cut
the
you
sea
off
cucumbers.
when you were talking about the sea cucumber. Okay, so that was Korea.
Yeah, it was.
That
great.
was Korea. And I didn't know what a sea cucumber was.
Mhm.
I was like, I know cucumbers.
You remember the Jackass movie?
Which one?
First one.
Did you watch that too?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, they had a scene where they found the sea cucumbers, and sea cucumbers have a defense mechanism
look
that
alike.
looks weird. Anyway,
Your brother's fine.
Is it where they shoot out that stuff?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a sea cucumber.
Yeah. So he cut the thing. He cut the head.
Well, no.
You should show him the cutting on the phone, because we're live. So he cut the thing, and then it went like.
Yeah,
No,
I've seen videos of
Like,
that.
oh my god!
No,
and
it was-
And then they put it to the side in a strainer.
It was the guy cooking. I thought you meant the old lady. Old lady didn't have no chill. She was like, see cucumber one, slice head off, cut the guts out, blop next, blop next. She
I'm
had
talking
no
about the
chill.
nightmare shit that you show me at night before we go to bed.
Yeah, no, there was another guy that was cutting up all. He had a sushi plate. It was seafood plate. It was this guy. His videos is like they're like here. They go to a place. It's Korean street food. They go to a place. They make a thing,
First of all,
and then at the
street food.
yeah, street food. He was totally in like the Cross Street Market or Lexington Market or something, some kind of marketplace.
Korea.
Yeah. And the old lady had like stacks upon stacks of
Some
fish.
place where you just don't want to use the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
possibly.
can wash your hands.
But yeah, this guy, he had a plate of food.
They
It
have
was
some
a bunch of
sanitizer.
lettuce, and then he had some tuna. chop, chop, chop. Put the tuna on the plate. Up on the display.
Oh, Marcus.
And then he chopped some more stuff.
He's not.
Put it up on the plate.
No,
and then
you're
he had
not.
some octopus.
No,
put it up on the plate.
You're talking about that. You are not doing that.
That's
justice.
the guy. And then he has the
But
sea
you're not
cucumber
doing
too.
that explanation justice. Okay, so Marcus.
So
So stop. So, have you ever been to Nelly Fresh?
No.
Okay, fine. Dad's never taken you there?
No.
He takes everyone there.
I've never taken me there.
You need to tell Dad. You need to be like, we need to go to Nelly Fresh,
is
and
Chipotle
then we
with
need to
salad.
tell him, and then we need to tell him to make us some damn crab cakes
Yeah, with tilapia.
with tilapia
Right.
in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay, are you familiar with the spring mix of lettuce? So spring mix, he made a face. So the spring mix is so it's not iceberg. It's more like the parsley looking stuff, like the stuff that's fanned up like this, like
I guess.
Okay, and then it has like purple edges, and it's like the fanned out stuff. It's the
think
stuff
so.
that looks pretty on the plate for decor. Like if you order fish from like Red Lobster,
Yeah,
they
I
put the
think
fish
so.
on like this fancy
I
ass
already said
piece
that.
of lettuce.
They put the lettuce on the plate.
I am telling it in
Okay.
its justice. Let me
All
tell
right.
the story. So it was spring mix, and then in the spring mix, some of the leaves are like purple on the edges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can buy a bag of it at the grocery store. It's fine. So he had a plate like this, and it had like the lettuce, the
It was
spring.
a large, long
Can you stop?
plate.
It was a
Use
large,
your
long plate like
hands.
this. Large. Oh, I'm sorry, people who can't see me. It was a large, long plate, and it had the spring mix on it. Right, the lettuce. He literally took bins. Like he opened the thing, and it was like a fish. Okay, like you said, like tilapia. He took the fish, he cut the head, he sliced this part, descaled it or whatever, and threw it on top of the lettuce. Then he took, the salmon and did the same thing, and then took tilapia or whatever the hell and did the same thing. Took the sea cucumber and chopped the head off, and the ooze came out, and then he threw that in a strainer, and then he and then threw it on the plate, and then took more fish. He had 5 different fishes.
That was after the plate was already full.
Great.
And he kept
That was
getting
after
more fish.
he added the snot after the plate was full. And then
He kept
had
adding more
the nerve to put a little dish thing with maybe some whatever it was, soy sauce or whatever the hell it was,
some
and
kind of sauce,
some
yeah.
pico mans, and put it on the thing and served it.
Mhm.
I was like, ew, what the hell? And then I said to him,
How much was it?
I said, so it was 17. It was 17. Oh,
Yeah.
it told the price of everything
Right.
at the bottom.
That was a
It
good
said
one.
that it was 350 yen or whatever the hell, and then it said 1750 USD. I said to him, so does that mean we can go to the Giant, because Giant has the best seafood. Perfect.
They do.
Giant, we love Giant seafood. It is a grocery store. So I said, can we go to Giant and just get a slab of salmon, chop it up, and just kind of, eat it? And he was like, probably not, but maybe.
I mean, we could do that, but it wouldn't be, I think, sushi and...
We have to go to,
regular
the dock
fish is not.
and get the
Yeah.
sushi. We have to get the salmon from... You're not going to get salmon. I'm not eating shit from the docks.
And
here.
I'm not going to trust myself to cut up those
I mean,
sushi-style
you're fine.
salmon. I can
you're
cut
nervous
it, but
about
I'm not
making
gonna...
anything. Oh, that's done. Okay, so yeah. So...
Mhm.
That's our our nightly nightmares, because then he shows me
But
these
also-
defunct videos of amusement parks that have gone wrong or closed.
Oh,
No,
There you go.
that's not
Marcus
that bad.
knows about the defunct.
The Funk Land.
The damn Christmas
Shout out.
one.
Shout out to Kevin Perjurer. He does a great channel called The Funk Land, and it's the stories of this theme park or roller coaster or X attraction at some park that's not there anymore.
But is it real?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he did one about Did he do one about Big Bad Wolf?
I don't know.
No, he did one about the Dark Castle at Busch Gardens.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's the Funkland. I think he has one about Son of Beast. Huh? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Son of Beast was the Beast roller coaster in Kings Island in Ohio, and then it had all these changes and stuff. and then they put a loop in, but everybody started getting whiplash from the loop. They took the loop out and then ended up like destroying the whole roller coaster, and then they're trying to make it an RMC coaster now. So, we watched that. We watched Exploration or Expedition Theme Park, and they do kind of like a similar thing where they'll take a particular ride and do a whole thing about it. They had a whole thing about Knott's Berry Farm and stuff. But then we watched like the Tim Tracker. So we have like a set bedtime, and then we'll go watch. We'll go watch
our
like,
bedtime
a couple of videos.
We go to bed at 10:30. We go to the bedroom at 10:30.
Right. 10:30,
and we're watching YouTube. Our YouTubers, our favorite YouTubers, until like 12.
Oh, no,
not 11. Maybe 11:30. We used to watch the news. That's probably more scary than anything.
It's really depressing, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, you gotta stay. Joyce will say, you gotta see it, don't be it.
Oh.
But yeah, so with that being said, let's talk more about college. So Marcus, you just graduated.
Yeah, I did.
I mentioned that earlier. Again, congratulations, that is so awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your school journey? Because I know I went to your high school graduation. That was my second year being here, I think, maybe. And that was a different type of school, right? So let's tell us just a little bit about that. Do you want some water or anything? Do you need anything?
Sure, I'll take a water.
Okay. With ice?
No ice.
No ice. Okay. Just tap water.
I get something to put my gun off with too.
Yeah, sure. We can totally do a big cow.
Oh, yeah. I guess that works right.
We're back. So, we're going to get into the second segment here. Of course, you're talking to or listening to Sherry's Joy, Awesome Rob, and our brother Marcus, Nightmare 756.
Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat.
This thing is on.
Wormhole 42. We are live. Can you hear us?
Hit us up in the chat with your questions.
So shout out to Wormhole 42. Yes, for listening. Thank you for joining us in the chat. So Marcus, before the break, I was asking you. I said, high school. You went to a different type of high school, special high school here. Tell us a smidge about that, because I want to talk more about college.
The high school was really easy. They babied us.
They babied you? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Held our hands. It was pretty easy.
Well, how did that work for then going into college where you had to handle shit yourself in a whole another state, like 10 away?
It was really tough.
Okay, not 10 states away. What, like 5?
I mean, it's like on the bottom of the East Coast, so it's kind of far.
Maryland and Florida.
Virginia.
5. Virginia.
North Carolina.
Can you stop? Virginia, this is my realm. I'm the southerner. Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, I always say Atlanta, so Georgia, Florida.
Like 5 states away.
5. Totally exaggerated when I said 10. It's fine. So anyways, you were 5 states away.
Yeah.
But you were 15 hours away. What part of Florida?
I was in Daytona Beach. No, it's not that good. It's not. It's trash.
Oh, it's trash.
It is. Yeah.
Breaks the heart.
Yeah.
Ooh. So you didn't see the Daytona thingy with the cars?
Oh, that's like right across from the school. You can see it from.
Are you
school.
kidding?
Yeah, you can see the cars and everything.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. Well, it's hectic because
you can't do shit.
Yeah, because like the roadways are crowded on the International Speedway. That's where all the restaurants are. It's where everything is. So like every year, my friends and I, we'd go out like maybe once a month, once every couple of months. But we avoided bike week and we avoided race week.
Race wars.
That is so exciting.
Which sounds weird when you say it out
and
loud.
I'm very sorry because, we couldn't, but now we can, and now you're not there. But you were, doing your college thing, it's fine. So the high school that you went to here, was it a special school?
Not really.
No, it was like a private thing.
Yeah.
Private thing geared toward, was it like
it was like a technical school kind
no,
of,
it's
right?
just a regular school.
Just a regular
with a weird name.
private school in the city.
Yeah.
Hopkins area, but
I guess.
Yeah, it was.
I
worked there.
An easy chapter of my life.
An easy chapter in your life.
Looking back on it, I mean, high school's pretty easy.
It was?
For me. Like academically.
I hated high school. Absolutely hated it. I was not
academically and socially are two different things.
Yeah, totally.
But, yeah.
So where do you fall? Are you on the academic side or the social side, Marcus?
For college?
No, we're talking high school.
For both.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was only like 200 something kids in the entire school because it went from K through 12.
Oh, were you there from K to 12?
No, I was there from like 6th grade to 12.
Oh,
and so I knew a lot. Pretty much everybody knew each other. I only graduated with 10 other kids.
You knew each other's others.
Yeah, it was. It was just.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
It was just.
It was.
Yeah.
Very
So
shocking.
I always thought.
So-
So here's the thing. So your graduation was at Micah, and I was like, oh man, he went to Micah. It was great. And then I was like, wait, Micah's a college.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So the high school that you went to was awesome enough to have your graduation ceremony at Micah Institute.
We used to have it, and there's a church right next to our high school. We used to have it in the church because the church actually has like a beautiful chapel. The problem is that there's no AC. And
yeah, that's a thing in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of schools, a lot of buildings have no AC. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, when I was in like 6th and 7th grade, we had a few graduations there, and it was hot and miserable.
I bet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People call Maryland the South.
It's the South.
People call Virginia the South. It is, but some people beg to differ. I beg to differ on Maryland. I was in the elevator the other day, and this professor was like, "Thank God we live in the South." I was like,
It's like,
"Do we really though? do we really live in the South?"
It's like a mix of both.
We're only so far away from
We're like 5 minutes
from the
away from the
Mason-Dixon
Mason-Dixon. 5 minutes under the Mason-Dixon. Yeah, I guess.
We're like the healthy mix.
We're at the cusp of the South.
Yeah.
But those folks down in Alabama and Georgia
That's a
would be
different
like,
kind of South.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. You're not in the South, and Virginia, you can call yourself from Southern Virginia, but that's not the South. Yeah. Okay, so that was high school. You had awesome high school. It sucked because there was no air conditioning for graduations in the church.
Until we started doing the Micah thing, which was around 8th, 9th grade.
8th or 9th grade, okay. And oh my gosh. For those of you who are listening who don't know what Micah is
Maryland International College Arts.
Yeah, that.
Isn't there something about Institute?
Yeah, probably Institute.
Yeah.
It's Institute.
That's where Tupac went, and
Jada
Pinkett went, and your girl Maya went.
They did?
Yes. And that is where they filmed
Step up.
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes. They used a lot of mica.
So if I said Backdraft, which was also filmed
in Baltimore. Also, another film that was filmed in Baltimore that has firefighter related, which is really weird because if you meet anyone here, my dad is Baltimore City cop. My dad's Baltimore City cop. Oh, my dad's a cop in Baltimore County. My dad's a cop. Blah 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 blah. Right, that's the thing. Cops here, but the movies are all about firefighters. So yes, Backdraft and Ladder 49. Both really good movies. Ladder 49 is Joaquin Phoenix.
And the second XXX movie with Ice Cube.
Okay, that has nothing to do with firefighters or policemen. So, anyways, Marcus. So you go to high school, and it was a pretty good experience, but easy.
You got fast forward to the cool stuff. Yeah.
I'm getting there. Can you chill?
Fast forward.
So now it's time to go to college.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So what kind of college did you go to, Marcus?
Went to a school that specialized in aerospace. It specialized in engineering, flight, space ops.
We're just going to go to astronaut school and kind of not...
Can I shout out the chat and ask you about what do you know about wormholes? Do they exist?
I don't know.
Do they travel through time and space?
How do you feel about being on Mars next year? 2 years from now?
Sounds like a pretty terrible idea.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
It sounds awful.
You think we should probably fix Earth first?
I mean, I think we should. If we want to go to Mars, you got to practice on the moon. Mm-hmm. I did a paper on that.
Oh yeah? Did we really go to the moon? Did Neil Armstrong really land on the moon?
We've sent several astronauts to the moon.
I can't remember. Did Neil Armstrong really land on the moon?
Yeah.
Or was that a publicity stunt?
He's not the first. I mean, he is the first. He's not the last.
Well,
he's not the last to land on the moon.
But he really did go.
Yeah.
All right. So all of you,
as did Buzz Aldrin.
Is the Earth flat?
I mean, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Right. The Earth is not flat.
I think these are things we already know.
There are people out there that don't.
People man,
isn't that the whole point of Magellan? Or was that Christopher Columbus?
Both.
Yeah. So, who really founded America? America's.
Since the Native Americans.
People were here before us.
Since the Native Americans, after the Native Americans, the first Europeans to find it were the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yeah, I don't remember the year, but they set sail and
before 1492.
Way before
1492.
Like the Vikings existed between the 700s and 1100s, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I know. Yeah, way back then, and. Oof. They settled into the northeast part of the U.S. and then things weren't really working out with the Native Americans because they fought, and then
it's teaching us.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Eventually they went back.
The Vikings went back to Viking land.
Yeah, to Denmark.
Finland, there you go.
Norway.
I said Viking land. I'm ignorant. It's fine.
Scandinavia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All those long-haired blonde states, countries.
That's what
I guess.
Want you to think.
Yep, that's what they want you to think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're in college now, and you went to college, and you're into space and all of that.
Well, I started with flight because I wanted to be a pilot in the military. And then
I remember you telling me that before.
Yeah, and then it wasn't really working out, and it was very expensive, so I switched to space ops. It's called commercial space operations or space flight operations, same degree, and that really focuses on the human factors, the safety, the planning, and the various elements of space flight.
Are you going to end up in Houston?
You going to go to SpaceX?
No, I don't want to
He's
work for
one
SpaceX.
question at a time.
I don't want to work for SpaceX.
Elon's payroll.
I mean, that's a lot of 60 hours a week.
Yeah, I don't want
that's also money.
No, I don't want to be miserable.
Okay, you don't want to be rich and miserable.
I'd rather make decent or okay money and be happy than be rich and miserable, because everybody looks at our degree program and they think, oh, this is incredible, this is awesome, but they don't know what it's really like on the inside. And there are a lot of students in our degrees that are at school at Riddle that are really miserable because the college life is just, kind of whack.
It's whack?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's worth it in the end.
Whack,
in the long run, it's worth it, but it's really hard.
It's hard?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like really hard. Like academically, and then some people have jobs, and then with our degrees and our fields of study, your career depends on certain things. GPA, like I know, for example, if you finish with a GPA that's like under 3.0, when you apply for jobs, the robots that kind of look at your resume, it's gonna prevent it from going to
a robot.
Like it's an automated system.
They're not gonna.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, it prevents
it weeds out shit, and that's how people get like first round draft, if you will, for colleges that they applied to.
Yeah, it's for jobs.
Scan it and okay.
Yeah, and
this sucks.
I was fortunate because at the time that I got my job offer, I had a 3.0. And this cute kitty, my job, they offered me the job, and I'm pretty sure my resume went through because I had a 3.0 at the time. And now I just finished, and I got like a D in one class because I had a professor who was a good professor, but this professor was somewhat stubborn, and when it comes to, she was kind of a hard ass when it came to grading.
And okay, some can be, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there were a few people. It was a class of 5 people. I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 of us got D's. Everybody else got C's. And,
so she wasn't like giving anyone B's or A's.
No, I mean we averaged like 50s and 60s on the professor's test.
Oof.
I ended up getting a D in that class, and that brought me down to a 2.97. Now it doesn't matter because I have a job, but
if you didn't, if you had that 297 on when you applied for it, you wouldn't get it.
Huge difference.
Marcus, you mean you're not a 4.5 student?
There's no way in hell I could be a 4-point-something student at Riddle. You have to be really, really good.
So we've seen your Instagram, we've seen your Facebook and everything like that, and I've seen some really awesome photos of you in the not you, well yes, you, behind a pilot's eyes, but I've seen some sky shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're actually flying, right?
Well, I haven't flown in about 3 years because I switched to space ops, do space stuff. So
you haven't flown to space yet?
So I don't know about flying to space. Don't know about that yet.
Okay, so you stopped flying airplanes and you started flying spaceships. That's how that works. I mean,
it would be awesome to fly a spaceship.
All right, so what's the end goal here? Because I brag and shit. My brother-in-law, he flies planes. I can say he flies spaceships.
I mean, I'd like to be an astronaut at the end. I need to get my master's and my PhD, but
totally do it.
I probably won't be an astronaut until I'm 50 if I ever become an astronaut.
So can you become an astronaut without having to go through like the military? Okay.
Yeah. You don't need to go through the military, but they do like to see military because they have a lot of not the discipline, but like the survival skills, like especially guys that did infantry, guys that did armor, guys that were pilots, and women, men and women, stuff like that, especially special forces. I had a professor who trained with the SAS. He wasn't in the SAS, but he trained with them when he was in the military, and he made it into, I think, like the top 4 spots for like the Canadian astronaut candidate selection. And the only reason he didn't make it is because they were selecting the top 2, and I think he was like number 3 or 4.
Cool.
Yeah, he was like special forces. So they really look for that, but you don't have to be special forces or military.
So what is it? So folks, we have this is a different type of show. People make the world go round. Never actually ever talked to a military person before on the show. Never talked to aspiring astronaut before.
Never give up.
We normally talk to gamers and...
Well, I'm a gamer too, hey.
Well, yeah. You are a gamer. Yes, you are. But I'm just this is gamer shit aside. This is some other level stuff.
Right, we played Apex Legends last night.
We played, right, and I get very excited. So this is I think you guys play games 3 times a week, maybe more,
maybe once a week.
I mean, if you, I don't know.
If you're on, I don't know. I'm just saying, I get very excited when you're, it's Marcus, right? So
we gotta get Marcus on to do podcasts.
Yes, and
yay, it's happening.
No, can I talk?
Okay, go ahead.
So it's very exciting. So I'm very glad that you're. Yes, thank you for being here. I'm very happy that you're on.
I'm happy that you're having me here.
Yes, absolutely. And so also, I mean, you're my brother, so it's awesome. And this is different, and I love it. It's different, and I really do like it. So, what made you what is it about space, right, that doesn't scare the shit out of you, but it makes you excited and makes you interested in it? Because space,
it does scare me. That's part of why I love it. Because I want to learn more about it.
There you go. Okay, so do you believe in aliens?
Okay, so...
Yes, so let's talk about aliens. So what is your definition of an alien?
Okay, so let's say, for example, there's a microbe on Mars. That's an alien.
A what on Mars?
A microbe on Mars. That's an alien.
What's a microbe?
Like an amoeba.
What?
Germ, amoeba, a microscopic life form like that.
Like a bug?
Bacteria.
That's
a germ.
Because it's alive.
Yeah, it's an alien.
Bacteria lives.
Plant life, that's alien.
Okay, I get it.
And you can't confirm or deny whether there's aliens because suppose there's a planet in a galaxy 10 million light years away, and underneath that planet there's 10 million year old fossils. Well, we can't possibly know that, right? We can't see under the surface of a planet 10 million light years away.
Yeah.
So you can't say that there's not just because you don't see any aliens.
Yeah.
There's so many explanations, and the Fermi paradox also goes into this. It gives you possible explanations as to why there may or may not be aliens. So you can't say that there are no aliens.
So the universe is too big to not have aliens.
And it's been around for too long too, because we've only been around. Earth has only been around for 4.5 million years.
Oh,
the universe is 3.7 billion. So think about everything that's ever existed before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what if there was an alien species that existed 5 billion years ago and went extinct 5 billion years ago? We would never know.
Until they come out of the ground, like in World War Z, or any other.
But in another galaxy or a star system,
What if there was aliens that lived here with us and we didn't know?
People?
So that's my thing. So that is my thing. So I don't think that aliens. So there's Martians, gazoo and all that. No, I do not think that aliens look funky, weird, with the gazoo looking.
They look like Chris Brown and Rihanna.
What? I think that so you've heard the term doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
I think that aliens, right, are us. They look like people. Like Men in Black type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think. But what you said when you explained your alien thing could be bacteria, could be a plant. That's more realistic than
probably more realistic.
So I thought my version was realistic. Like, oh, they're just people like us. They live on another planet. Yeah, no. Your explanation was very realistic.
They don't have to be anything like us.
No, they don't. It could be a bacteria, like you said. You know,
the building blocks of life could be totally different for them.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like water-based organisms. Everything on Earth is almost like water-based organisms.
Right, because our bodies are how much % water?
A lot. That's
all
I
like
know.
90% water.
It's like above 70, somewhere in the 70, 80%.
So it could be selenium-based, like in that movie Evolution.
So does that mean if I pee water?
I think that's exactly how that works.
All right, so very interesting. I like that. Like that take. That's pretty good. Yeah. Let's say you.
I say aliens are real and they probably live among us.
No, I wouldn't. No. If I was an alien, if I had the technology to live amongst, disguise myself and live amongst humans, why would I live ammonst humans?
Right,
man?
that'd be
why would I do that?
Why would you be here?
I mean, we already like to hurt each other because we look different.
Right.
Why would we want to be?
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Why would they want to be us?
Yeah.
So you're working on space travel, but we don't even know what's under the ocean, and what's under the ocean is hella scary.
Yeah.
The Meg.
That's a great movie.
It's so dumb and so awesome. The movies try too hard these days.
Well,
like,
we all want to see. Well, I mean, who doesn't like big shark movies? Sharks tearing up stuff, and then there are people that think that the Meg exists. I like the Meg because it's on screen, and I like seeing it tear stuff up.
Yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure if there was a giant shark underwater, well, maybe not. We probably have heard something about it. At some point.
I don't think it exists any longer. I think it's extinct. I don't. Yeah. I mean, the movie itself. I love the destruction and
where did they go? They went like underwater.
Yeah, like they went under something that was under the water, something weird, and it had a giant squid in that. And I'm like, this is like Godzilla under the water,
right? But then also, so speaking of things that we watch on YouTube, we watched the Blue Planet clip. So there's like brine water, and the way they shot this piece of the Blue Planet 2 documentary, which I think is on Netflix, it was like eels swimming, and it looked like they were flying, and they were flying into a lake.
Yeah.
But what they were really doing, they were swimming in regular water, and the brine water is denser than regular water, so they were just going down into it. And there was no cameras under that part.
Right.
They just swam into it and then come out.
Right, yeah.
So the brine water is toxic to them. So they swim in it looking for stuff. They swim out. They survive. They swim into it. They come out. And then they might go into a toxic shock seizure. And it looked like they were like freaking out. Like, turning into all sorts of knots and stuff. And it was one of them, he was having a seizure. And then another one just swam by, like, okay, I'm not seeing any of this. I'm going to go over here. Did you swim in that? Okay, I'm not going to swim in that. So, but yeah, like the edge of the brine lake part was, so the end of the clip was a fish that was dead and an octopus that was dead in it. And they close up on the edge. It's just all skeletons of other fish that had died, and that makes up the beach for the brine.
Jeez.
Yeah, so they die in it, they float to the edge, and then they decay, and it's just like fossilized animal bits. So I guess it's like, it sounded like it was brine shrimp.
Brine shrimp.
Maybe it's just super salty water. I don't know. It was weird.
I know brine is supposed to be super salty.
Yeah.
That's all I really know about it.
Yeah, so I think they were, I guess because eels are scavengers, they go into it scavenging for stuff, and then they come out, and they swim around wherever. But it was weird. So we don't know what's happening at the bottom of the ocean, but we want to go to space. I mean, zero gravity is better than like 15, 20, 30 times gravity at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, I mean, you can if you're in a submarine at the bottom of the ocean, though, you still have to. You're still under the force of gravity. You still have 1G because it's pressurized and everything. But
it's not gravity, but it's the other thing. It's the other thing.
What? When you're in space, microgravity?
No, the forces.
What do you mean?
Gravity
The
pull.
pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes your brain blow up when you come up from the water?
Yeah, the water pressure.
Yeah. There was a Futurama joke about that. They turned the spaceship into a submarine. Like, how much pressure can this hold? This is a spaceship, so, like, 1.
Do you watch Futurama?
I haven't watched it in a long time.
It was on Netflix. I think it's still on there. It's great. The whole show is up there.
Yeah, you'd rather be under the ocean than in space for a long period of time, though.
Yeah, you could survive water. You can't survive not having air.
Well, all you have to do is drink it.
And freezing temperature.
Well, I mean, in a submarine, you'd be better off in a submarine under the water than in a spaceship in space.
So, okay, so why not water? Why space?
Why? Well, you mean why not space?
Or, no, I'm saying
why
for
space
your
and
preference.
why not water?
For your preference?
No, my preference is
space. You're a space
right. I'm
person.
saying your survivability is higher in probably the submarine. Yeah.
Right, but your preference in profession and all of that.
I don't want to be in a submarine.
You don't like the water?
It's not that I don't like the water. I've always been interested in space ever since I was a little kid. Like I was 10, I'd always like stare out into space, not actual space, but
Do you have a telescope?
Yeah, I did have a telescope. Yeah,
you would stare out into space like
when I was in class, I would just like be
space
thinking,
out.
Yeah, space out. And
how do you feel about Pluto not being a planet anymore?
You're like, it's on a technicality.
I mean,
or wait, was it? I don't know.
Its orbit is weird, but yeah, I don't know. Like,
we kind of need to keep all the planets we got.
Pluto's cool.
Pluto, yeah, it's a cool dog.
It's kind of weird because all the other planets in our solar system were kind of like almost like in a circular orbit, and Pluto's just kind of like doing its own thing. I mean, it is orbiting the sun, but the axis is just weird. Like,
so, were you a AA plus students in science?
Why is Pluto not a planet?
I don't know. There's standards for it, and
was your favorite subject science?
Yeah. I love the biological sciences too.
Yeah, you're the dork.
Yeah.
So you do fit in with the show guests, dork.
Definitely.
She says that lovingly.
I do. I say that lovingly. There's different types of levels of dorkism, and the cat's butt is not one of them. Can you stop? As you push the tail up further so you can see the cat butt. Like, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. No, I call everyone dorks. Joyce is a dork. Dayla's a dork.
I think everybody in the room is a dork.
Right? We're all dorks. This is like whatever. So, it's a term of endearment.
No, I know.
In this house.
Everybody at school was a dork.
There you go. Well, you went to school with a bunch of space people, so yeah.
Yeah, bunch of dorks.
And it's fine. So, I mean, wow, you know?
Do you know your teeth can fall out in space?
Didn't need to know that.
Yeah.
Your teeth can fall out in space?
Yeah, microgravity causes your muscle to atrophy.
What does that mean?
It means that your muscles get smaller and weaker.
Remember in the Matrix when Neo
okay, that's not space. That's in a computer.
But it's more extreme in space because gravity is what keeps your muscles from atrophy.
Yeah.
How do you go to the bathroom in space for real?
Well, I know. I talked to the first African American astronaut candidate visited my school.
Candidate?
Yeah,
Wait.
a few months. He went through the astronaut training, but he didn't go to space.
The first African American candidate for space?
No, African American candidate, astronaut candidate. He didn't. The difference between an astronaut and an astronaut candidate is that an astronaut candidate and an astronaut go through the same training, but an astronaut candidate becomes an astronaut when they enter space. When
there
they
are
go
no
into space.
black astronauts?
No, there are, but he was the first like African American astronaut candidate. He never
ever.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, little confused. So
you're a candidate until you go to space. So, like, you're a candidate to go on a cruise. You're a cruise candidate. When you go on the cruise, you're a cruiser.
You technically become an astronaut the moment you're in space. That's when you get your wings.
Right, so you're like an astronaut.
So
space.
I could join a spaceship. Oh man, I'm an astronaut because I'm on space.
No,
and that's
don't know shit about it.
No, that's exactly what we're talking. What we talked about in our space policy classes. What defines an astronaut? What defines an astronaut?
Okay.
According to space policy regulations, you ain't an astronaut. You ain't been to space yet.
So, there's a whole legal realm.
Chill out for a second.
There's the Outer Space Treaty. There's like all this.
So
space law.
Shush. Have there been black people on space?
Yeah,
in space.
Yeah, plenty.
In space.
To space.
Yeah.
I said stop. So when you said the first African American candidate, does that mean like the first ever?
Yeah.
The first ever black person who's gonna go to space?
Wait.
He never went to space.
So he was the first person chosen to go to space.
Well, he was the first person
to train to go to space.
To train as an astronaut.
Yeah.
He was the first ever African American black whatever.
Yeah. His name was Ed Dwight.
Okay, so Mr. Dwight,
right. I'm listening.
Who is an African American. You are saying he is the first
ever African American astronaut candidate. The first African American to go through and successfully complete the astronaut candidate training.
In what year?
Like the 60s.
Mm.
And you talked to him?
Yeah, he visited our school.
Did he go? Ever? No.
He did not go to space because of the racism.
Because it was the 60s.
Right.
Guess what happened in the 60s?
And the thing is, Kennedy was the one that was really trying that got him into the program because he was like one of the top pilots in the Air Force, like one of those top fighter pilots in the Air Force. He got promotions early.
And you talked to him?
Yeah, and he said.
And I'm sorry, what was his name again? Say his name again.
Ed Dwight.
Ed Dwight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you talked to him. He gave a lecture or something.
Yeah, he talked to us, and he said that once Kennedy got assassinated, him going to space wasn't an option because Kennedy was like the one person that was pushing for him to go to space and to become an astronaut.
That's real sad.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and my face is like blank.
Yeah.
How does that, as a student, like, Jesus, like, how does that make you feel to talk to Mr. Dwight here, right? Like, how was that? Like, what did that feel like? Like, how awesome and how amazing was that? Even though he didn't, make it, but just,
made me really appreciate what we have here because people like him paved the way.
Absolutely.
For others, yeah.
Yeah. There are, we don't talk normally racism and stuff on the show, but there are so many paths. I'm so glad you had that conversation with this person. Yeah. Like, that's amazing. That is really, really amazing.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
And to go back to what you were asking, how do you pee in space? Yeah, he answered that question too.
Okay, yes.
Thank you for remembering the question from 10 minutes ago.
That's just knowing that, So 6 degrees here, 2 degrees, I guess.
Okay, wait, so how do you pee in space?
Yeah,
so he said that when he trained with like a lot of the astronauts that went to space, like Ed White, the first astronaut, the first American to do a spacewalk. He knew Armstrong, all those guys, and he said that what they did was they had this flange thing, and it had like a kind of a sticky substance at the end of it, and you put it in where your pee-pee is, or where he said
Are we
where
5?
he said where your wiener is. That's what he
Okay.
said. He called it where your
Like,
weenie
are we
is.
5 years old?
This
Your
is
pee-pee?
he said you put it where your weenie is.
Direct quote.
And he said you put it where your weenie is, and you stick your weenie in it, and then I think like it kind of like I don't know if it's like a pump, and it kind of sucks it in, and then
That sounds painful.
And then no, he said you urinate in it, and then that was it, and then you undock, and
it's called undocking.
Makes sense.
You let your penis undocks from the dock.
Yeah, and
That's a little bit of an astronaut joke.
Yeah, goes
but
down too.
Girls go to space.
Yeah,
they have.
How do girls? Because
I saw they have videos of it, not of people actually doing it, but they have videos explaining it. And basically, the concept of it is you can pee in the suit if you're like during an EVA, an extravehicular activity, like when you're out doing a spacewalk. That's like forcefully
peeing in the pool.
Yeah,
yeah.
But these
like
spacewalks
go all the way
can
down
last
to your leg, and then your
but it forms. It forms, right?
It's like
it
like
forms
a diaper.
It's in a. I don't know if it's part of the actual diaper, but
there's
like you do, because if you have to take a number 2,
a poop.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever. I don't know if any astronauts ever done it.
Probably not a good idea.
It's like high absorbency diaper.
So if I ever go to space, I'm gonna have an enema.
Absorb what?
The poops.
No, absorb the solidness though, because.
Okay, but girls pee differently from boys.
Yeah. Right.
So I need to know how girls pee.
I'm pretty sure there's a compartment.
Because boys aim, girls kind of just like everywhere.
But see, and
in the toilet,
and in the suit, it's
also much... women. We have periods. So oh Jesus, how does that work? Oh God.
Maybe it's
I know
easier.
that they also have toilets in the International Space Station that they somehow use. They use it.
And all of that fecal matter is falling down onto Earth.
No, it's stored.
It's
stored in bags, and then eventually
it's stored in bags, and it's like orbiting in space right now.
No, they send it to burn into the atmosphere, I believe.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
I mean, it's biodegradable. So.
It's still biodegradable. It's fine.
Can't they just like look at the sun and like eject it out, and it'll just float on forever until it gets to the sun?
The sun just kind of like burns it up, like. Yeah.
I mean, you could just burn it up in the atmosphere.
So if we look at the sun, we're looking at pee and poop and period.
I wouldn't look at the sun, but
well, you can't really.
Casual conversation does not recommend you look directly into the sun.
Not during the solar eclipse. Remember that a couple of years ago? Wow, yeah.
People were crying during the eclipse. Yeah,
they were crying.
Oh my gosh! The sun went out for 5 seconds.
Like your fellow classmates?
No, like people that don't know. People that were just watching it were just crying.
Oh my gosh, the world is not flat.
A solar eclipse happens somewhere all the time.
Apparently though, the total eclipse of the sun.
Total eclipse of
the sun.
Also happens all the time.
It's a song, but yeah.
Depending on where you are, it happens.
It's never gonna. Apparently, according to the news, fake or not, it's not gonna happen in our lifetime again.
I doubt that, but okay.
Okay, because you're the space guy, like like
it just depends on where you are.
Yeah,
maybe in America, no, but
it might not take the same exact path in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
They take information and they.
So if we go to like Egypt or some shit, we'll see it.
North Pole, South Pole, something like that,
or like somewhere in the ocean.
Yeah, there you go.
I like the ocean. Yeah. I'm a water person.
On top of the plastic landfill.
I'm a water person. I'm not a marine biologist or anything, but I like the water and I love everything movie. About it. Yeah, what? No.
The Shape of Water?
Yeah. So
movie,
I saw
right?
the core. Saw the core. And
they were in water for like 10 minutes. Not even. And then the guy was like, I'm going to go outside and fix the thing.
And they dived through the water to get to the Earth's core to save the world.
Oh, we gotta watch The Abyss.
Yeah, no.
Have you watched Europa Report?
Who?
Europa Report?
No.
It's about these astronauts that...
college.
well, me and my buddy.
Did they find aliens?
Yes.
Yay! We're watching it.
It's like
you and your buddy.
Yeah, we're both space people. He did engineering physics, which is
what's that?
It's kind of like
he's gonna be an engineer.
It's kind of like
physics. He's about to make some money.
Think about it as like astrophysics and aerospace engineering kind of mixed together. Yeah.
Did you watch Cloverfield 3?
No, I never watched any of the Cloverfield.
Oh my god, you've never seen Cloverfield, Marcus?
But the day the Earth stood still, though. I remember that.
Which one is that?
The one
Marcus,
that had
the
the
end the
day
show
after
right
yesterday.
now so we can watch
The day after tomorrow.
What did he say? The day after event?
The day after yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That's
like 3 movie titles in one.
That's
the day after tomorrow.
No, the day after yesterday is today. That's a different movie.
Is there a movie called Today? The Today Show?
No.
You've never seen
the Cloverfield.
I never watched it completely through. I mean, as a little kid, I saw some of it. But
watch the first one.
As a little kid?
And then
that makes me feel so old.
Is that one? There's no Cloverfield 2. There's a Cloverfield Paradox on Netflix, which is like Cloverfield 2. And then there's 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is awesome. It has nothing to do with
that was awesome?
It was awesome.
Why?
Because it was John Goodman.
Because John Goodman was like, don't open the door!
And he was right.
You guys watch Colony on Netflix?
We should. I've heard of that, but I've not watched it.
It's incredible.
Okay, so first of all, in full disclosure, I'm like...
Okay, pee break. Watch the
out of this whole conversation. You guys have gone way over my head. Okay, we're like way over. I'm a writer. I'm a finance person. This is over my head. Science is not my thing. I failed. So let me tell you something. I failed Earth Science 3 times in high school.
Who was your teacher?
I don't know her name. I had one teacher. I'm not from here. I was Virginia. I don't know her name. It was weird though. I remember she was short. She was Asian. She was nice, but I did pass the first part of Earth Science of 9th grade Earth Science. I did pass the first part. That's when we talked about like the Earth and rocks and hurricanes and all that crap. But the second part of it is what I didn't get. And that was your atmosphere and all of that, right? So I took that again, second semester in high school, yes, in 10th grade. I failed it again because it was trash. I hated it.
Yeah.
But when I was in 12th grade, I was a senior. I was a senior taking a 9th grade class. Whatever, it's fine. I had a teacher. He was from North Carolina. His name was Mr. Massey.
Mr. Massey.
I passed that class with an A++++.
Really?
Yes, that was my first teacher crush. My only teacher crush. I had a serious crush on my teacher when I was in 12th grade. His name was Mr. Massey. He was from Carolina, and it was great. And I passed that class with flying colors. Now, if only Mr. Massey had taught that class in 9th grade, when I was in 9th grade, it would have been fine. My math teacher, his name was Mr. Butler. And I hated algebra with all of my heart and soul.
Algebra was fine. I had Mr. Hughes in 10th grade. He was awesome.
Mr. who?
Hughes.
Is that your teacher who lived up the street from you?
No, that was Mr. Heine.
He said
that was.
What did he teach?
He taught 9th grade algebra. I think 10th. Mr. Hughes was like technical math or something. We did like drafting and math and science, kind of weirdness.
You did drafting and math? I thought that was art.
No, it wasn't art based.
Okay, so what's the highest level of math you took in high school?
Calculus, and I was not good at it.
Ugh, calculus?
Yeah, calculus is nasty.
Calculus, is that the highest you went in high school?
The highest
calculus?
I went in college was calculus, but it was watered down calculus.
Well, what's the highest you got in high school?
Like Algebra 2.
Yeah? I never made it to geometry. I think that's before Algebra 2.
Yeah, the way I taught it, it was Algebra 1, then Geometry, and Algebra 2, or whatever.
Yeah, yep. Never made it to Algebra 2, because X, Y, Z makes fuck you. I don't care.
No, the drafting thing we did was, so, like, this table here.
Yeah, that's called shop.
Or, no. So, like, the Xbox controller, right? So you look at it, like, head on. That's that shape, right? So you look at it like it's like the M shape, kind of.
People who are listening can't see it.
Well, everybody knows
Xbox controllers.
Everybody knows what a 360 controller looks like. It's kind of like an M,
like a bat
but from the side, it's like this.
Upside down, it's
and
like
then
a bat
from the
wing.
front, it's like that. So
a bat wing.
So you would have to draw. You would have like you draw the head on,
not like this confusing,
and then like the side and the thing, and then we drew like the isometric thing too, and you have to figure that part out.
Yeah, that's why I never liked that stuff.
Yeah, but I like that. I don't know.
So Algebra 2, friggin' calculus.
Calculus. Yeah.
Calculus.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like calculus.
Geometry.
I don't think anyone likes calculus.
Chemistry was based on that, and physics was based on that. So,
but then you had
the part that I liked about math did not cross over to more.
So, what foreign language did you take?
I did. Oh, in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
took Spanish.
Yeah, that's the obvious. You took French. Didn't you take French?
Mm-mm.
You took Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
All through high school?
Yep. And then when I went to college, I was like, I don't want to do no more Spanish. I'm gonna take French. And
you
it was a
fucked
bad
up.
idea.
Yeah, I took 8 years of Spanish. Can't speak it worth a damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I need to take?
Yeah, no. Why German?
Because it's very similar to English.
It is.
Yeah, English is from German.
Guten Tag and all that. That's similar to American.
Okay, Sturmgewehr.
The storm is over there?
Sturmgewehr, storm gun, assault rifle.
Okay. So I guess you took some
is,
German in college.
Well, no, it's
the root word.
So you speak German?
What you're saying?
No, but like for example, like take the word storm. Storm is a storm, but storm also means to attack.
Yeah, because the friggin' storm outside
That's the same
you.
Word in English as it is in German.
Any interest in being a weatherman?
Storm the beaches.
But at the same time, the words, a lot of the words are kind of similar to each other, and then you have words that are very different.
The words are something.
The W's are pronounced like V's, which is weird. William, Wilhelm, stuff like that. But they came from, or German and English came from the same language.
I know some German. Yeah, I know Haagen-Dazs.
Volkswagen.
I know.
Volkswagen.
That's Swedish. You stop.
Volkswagen.
I know
is German.
Volkswagen.
You know the Frankfurter.
I know Frankfurter. I know Heineken. I know, all of that. Wolfen.
Castle Wolfenstein.
Dragon Fire.
Wait. It's good to get the tapestries.
Oh, what movie is that? The Tapestries.
Mm-hmm.
That's Indiana Jones.
I fell asleep on Crystal Skull multiple times.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
don't blame you.
The
Last Crusader is where it's at.
Ooh.
The Last Crusader.
Yeah, Last Crusader. The Last Crusader is great.
Okay. So, anyways, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, wrap it
up. Do any of you two have anything else in the world?
Does anyone in the chat that has any questions? Final question, taking all questions.
We only got one person in the chat. Is he still even with us?
He was.
All right. Well, shout out to you because you're awesome for sticking through it.
Actually, that's when I should have put the thing.
Does anyone else have anything in the world that they would love to get off of their chest? Marcus.
Um,
anything at all.
Anything?
off your chest.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Yeah, no, that's not getting it off your chest, but yes, I would like to know.
Wearing a Star Wars shirt.
Darth Mom.
You got your own name.
I don't know. I like Darth Raven.
Darth who?
Raven and
That's that new
Nihilus.
shit.
No, that's that old shit.
Well, what do you consider old?
They were like
what
they
year?
made books off of them,
No,
before Disney took over.
Is that canon or not canon?
It was canon.
He's
It
talking
was
about
canon.
Canis Menem days.
Gotcha.
No, it's before.
Oh, you're talking
I'm
original?
talking Old Republic days.
So you're talking original?
No, I'm talking Old Republic.
I don't know what the fuck that means. I know the original 3. I know the 3 when I was in high school.
Whole
and I know this new shit.
There's a whole other set of lore. The Old Republic.
Yeah, you're the space guy. What are you talking about?
So before Disney took over, there was the Old Republic.
Disney took over like 5 years ago. What are you talking about?
Way before.
I know, yes, before 5 years ago.
Right, there was the Old Republic.
79, yeah.
There was the Old Republic. And I'm not talking about...
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah. Right, that's the Old Republic.
Right, that's
Takes
the
place
1970s series.
No, not.
So we're talking what year, Marcus?
We're not talking about...
We're not talking about
We're not
the
talking
movie.
about the Empire. We're talking about
practice.
He knows what he's talking about. He straight up said we're not talking about the Empire.
We're not talking about any of the movies. We're talking about the books, the Old Republic, the games, the Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic.
Yeah, but you can't say that because the Knights of the Old Republic is a game that came out.
But it's based on books that were written like way back, like when I was a little kid.
Yeah, when you were
probably before. Yeah,
you were a little kid.
So okay, let me tell you about my homie Darth Raven. So Darth Raven, he was a real one because he was a Jedi.
Is he your favorite Darth Raven because you live in Maryland?
His name isn't spelled like that. It's like Revan, which is weird.
Okay. Well, he's a Darth. He can spell it however he wants.
He was a Jedi, and basically he was like, oh, the Jedi ways are kind of lame, and then he became a Sith, and then he became a Jedi, and now he can use both sides of the Force. And he's
he was good, went bad, and then went good again.
And he's like one of the most powerful ever.
So he's
in
like
the Star
Voldemort.
Wars universe.
He's Voldemort. He was good, then bad, then good. But
so this new game by the Titanfall people into it, not into it.
Which one?
The new one.
So wait, I need to know like the era here because
no, the people that made Titanfall are making a new Star Wars game.
I want to get
that's a robot game. You stop.
They're making a Star Wars game.
Yeah, they are.
They've made several, and
no, they haven't. They
made a couple.
They made Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
You don't like Call of Duty?
4 Modern Warfare.
You're not a Call of Duty person.
No. Hold on.
I'm not a Modern Warfare person.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Okay, the first of the Modern Warfare.
Wait, I am a Modern Warfare. I don't like Black Ops.
Thank you. Yes.
But I still
shout out to all people that like Black Ops and don't want to play and want to play that over Sea of Thieves. Boo.
Anyways, you just don't like Call of Duty, so it's fine. So I don't know why you even gave me a high five.
Because Call of Duty 4...
Because I could say Call of Duty Modern Warfare sucks, and you'd be like, high five, but that's my wheelhouse.
Modern Warfare was nice.
Yes, I love Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare is where it's at. Black Ops is not where it's at.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is the best Modern Warfare.
The campaign in 2 and 3 were very flawed, but multiplayer was still nice.
Mr. Space here, he knows what he's talking
about. Well, I mean, it's like in Modern Warfare 2, it's like the Russians invade, and the Marines and the Army are nowhere to be found.
Military technicality person.
What's that other game?
I don't know. We're getting things off of our chest. It's not your turn.
Okay.
It's Marcus's turn.
Asking a question. They're making more Modern Warfare games.
It's Marcus's turn. I know, I kicked you. It's Marcus's turn.
Slice me with your...
No, that's you. That's you. That's you. Slicing the sheets in half. Anyways.
Alright, anyway. That didn't happen. Fake news.
Hey, yeah, no. Marcus!
Mm-hmm.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like...
I can't. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think they're like 3,000 years before, like...
Princess Leia?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So it goes back that far?
Yeah.
Shout out in the comments if
I think
KOTOR was 3,000 years before.
Either 3,000 or 300.
Is there a graphic novel about this?
there's comics and there's actual books.
There's probably fanfic about it.
Yeah.
There's probably Rule 34 about it.
Does my dad know Bill? Does he know about this?
You have to be hardcore into Star Wars and all.
Because
you gotta be reading the comics and stuff.
He's got the blanket in the back of his car and everything. He's pretty.
You gotta look it up on Wikipedia. They have like the entire history of the character's life on there.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Don't really care that much, but
I mean, those are books.
Free.
It's free?
Yeah.
Wait, they're free?
No, you can read the Wikipedia pages for free.
Oh, but it's Wikipedia.
Well, some of the books you see is free.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
These Star Wars people are serious.
Oh, God.
They're like,
they're so serious that they put the shit on Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, not the best place to put it, but yeah.
Are you kidding me? Wikipedia got me my degree.
Yeah, but you didn't cite Wikipedia in any
No,
of
but we
your
cited
papers.
the sources in Wikipedia, though.
I went to college, I know.
We cited the sources in Wikipedia.
My
Didn't
dumbass,
look at them, but we cited them.
Yeah, I cited Business-topia, and my professor was like, I should fail you right now. Well, I don't know. I'm learning, okay? Look, my first day of college, I missed, not my first day, but my first year of college, I think I was absent because I had a doctor's appointment. Do you know I literally brought my professor a note? Sherry was absent from class yesterday because she had a doctor's appointment. It was so, but you can't.
Teacher was like, what?
Right. Because this is college, so it took me a minute, because that's what we're used to doing for the first 12 years of our school career. Yeah. Then you switch over to the other side, and it's like I don't know what to do. We're just going to do the same thing. And I brought that note, and the teacher was like, and tossed it in the trash. I was like, oh, well, shit. Okay, fine. You're not here, Mark. Fine. So that happened. Yeah. I also had a professor who told me that my writing was shit, and that is why I don't have Barbara Walters' job right now. And I'm not in Atlanta, but if I was in Atlanta, I wouldn't be here with you awesome folks. Yeah. So anyways.
Is that what you were getting off your chest?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I got off my chest. What would you like to get off yours?
I was just asking about the Star Wars thing, that's all.
Oh, are we talking more about that?
It's all on Wikipedia. It's awesome.
Marcus says it's on Wikipedia. Just look on Wikipedia.
Look at Darth Raven, Darth Nihilus, another one that's like the strongest ever.
Look up Darth Maul, Darth Vader.
Wait, Darth Maul got cut in half, but now he's like back in the new movies, right?
Yeah, he's the red one, right? That was on the Slurpee cups.
Yeah, because they did him dirty in episode 1.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was episode 1.
Here's a cool character. Dead.
He died at the very...
Here's a lame character in every movie.
It was the end? Yeah, it was the end. Well, he shouldn't have been red. He's a target. No, the chosen one...
The red are actually his tattoos.
Wait, so the black is his face?
Oh, he had neon tattoos that were red?
He's black.
Those are like
he's black.
Tattoos.
He's black?
No, his
skin color is black.
He's white. His skin color is white.
What? And he had red tattoos. You don't
even know.
Black, you don't even know who we're talking about.
So
I had the Slurpee cup.
Tattoos?
You know what? I had the Slurpee
because I think Palpatine is the one that put those tattoos on his face
with his lightning.
Yeah, no, not with his lightning, but like with this. You know how they have lightsabers? Well, they can make tattoos the same way, like with that kind of technology.
That sounds painful.
We need to watch that. We need to watch that set.
We needed something to hurt more than a tattoo.
We need to watch that set. So, I had the Slurpee cups. I had the Darth Maul Slurpee cup. I had the Halo Slurpee cup. And I had the Shaun White Slurpee cup. You better stop.
Red Slurpee cup. I drink you.
Anyways, what would you like to get off your chest, Rob?
I'm good.
Nothing in the world that you would like to get off your chest?
No, shout out to our show. Thank you for watching.
Yes, shout out to our show.
Thank you. Shout out to your show. Shout out to our special guest here. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a good time. Thank you for hosting, honey. I love you.
I'm so awesome.
You are. Oh my goodness.
Anyways.
But you'll be holding it down. You know, y'all never seen that video where she's like, B.O.B. holding it down.
What's that from?
It's on YouTube. It's like it's a viral clip where there's ladies like, oh, I'm legally blind. Mama, I love you.
Legally blonde or blind?
Blind.
Blind?
Yeah, she's like, Mama, I love you.
Oh, we'll have to watch that because I don't know that.
God,
yeah, we're gonna watch that after we end the show. So yes. So thank you, Marcus.
Thank you,
our brother, for coming over, being awesome, and graduating from college. And we get to brag because you're not going to be a pilot; you're going to be an astronaut, and it's going to be great. So I tell people all the time that you're a pilot and you fly planes, and you're going to be that person. But now I can switch it and say, nope, my brother's an astronaut. You better fuck off.
He's an astronaut.
Can't tell nobody nothing. He knows all about the aliens and all about the space life.
Astronaut candidate.
And, yes. But he's actually going to become an astronaut, so it's fine.
Like when I'm 50, but yeah.
Okay,
yeah, what's up with that?
What,
like
10,
I'm like 30,
40
in the prime of my life. Like, nah, let the 50, 60-year-old guy do it.
Yeah, let him do it because he knows what he's doing.
He's seen some stuff.
So, just saying, in full disclosure, you can't just decide to be a pilot and say, hey, I'm going to be a pilot at age almost 40. And that's what it is. So, you've worked very hard. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we love you very much. And thank you so much for coming over and being on the show in person. This is not going to be your last show. You're going to be on this all the time. So,
right. All you got to do is be on the Discord with us, and we record that way.
Right. Because after you leave here for the summer, unfortunately, but awesomely, you're going to Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this? What did he say? And what's the movie? The Wow Wow West. She's like, what is this Utah anyway? So yeah. So you're gonna go there, and you're gonna be fine.
You know, Utah is pronounced with a U. Like how many other words are there that are pronounced like
you?
But it starts with the U. But that's
wait, U-Haul.
I don't count
umbrella. You don't count that.
I don't count that.
It starts with a U, and you pronounce it U.
I don't count U-Haul because that's marketing. Utah, like it's not Utah, it's Utah.